Have you ever wondered how to trick a narcissist? Did you even think it was even possible? It definitely is. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to trick narcissists. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung. I've been recognized as one of the top 1% of attorneys in the country, and I've written a couple of best-selling books, and I am a narcissist negotiation expert. That is what I do. I teach you step-by-step guidance on how to deal with, manage, and negotiate with narcissists. And if that's what you want to be able to do, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and that way you'll get notified when I upload new videos. Okay, so let's talk about ways to trick narcissists. It seems like they're always trying to trick us. And frankly, we're becoming overrun with them. I keep hearing varying statistics about how many narcissists there are in the world. I've heard statistics that it was 1 in 10. Then I've also heard 16%. And, it could be just that they're not actually diagnosed as a narcissist. It could be just that they have narcissistic traits or tendencies or something like that. I mean, I kind of tend to look at it as a continuum. Like there are people who are just one big heart and only care about other people. And then there's, sort of it goes along and there's a little bit more of each side. And then you get to the other end of the spectrum where the narcissist is the person who has no inner sense of value. They have no ability to have any care or concern or empathy for other people because they live in this world of scarcity. They just believe that, if you have something, then I can't have something. And I do want to make sure I differentiate. It's not just somebody who says something good about themselves or happens to be bragging or something like that. That doesn't make a person a narcissist. You've got to remember the other part of the equation, which is the person doesn't have the ability to care for others. And a lot of times you can't really tell that unless you get to know them or you get to know what's going on in their personal lives, because sometimes people can seem to be like the nicest people on the planet. And I mean, covert narcissists are super good at that. And if you want to know more about covert narcissists, you should definitely check out my video on covert narcissism in relationships. And also I have one called The Covert Passive Aggressive Narcissist, based on a book that I had read, which totally opened my eyes. And I realized I was dealing with 2 covert narcissists in my own life, not as a husband, but one in a business situation and the other one as part of our extended family. And both of them caused so much drama, trauma, and chaos, and so much headache for me that it's very confusing. You wonder what the hell is going on. And then once you start to read about it, learn about it, watch videos like this one, you start to realize, oh my God, like this is what's happening. This is what this person is. Just remember that that's what a narcissist actually is. So how do you go about tricking them? Well, they're constantly trying to manipulate you, right? They're constantly trying to trick you. They're constantly, lying and projecting. And if you want to know more about what happens when narcissists get caught in a lie, by the way, definitely check out my video on that topic. But I mean, it's just on and on and on. So you're constantly feeling like you're on the defensive, especially in negotiations. They usually get some kind of something going right out of the gate before you even realize what's been going on. I actually have a family member right now who's dealing with this. Somebody was plotting and planning, and my family member was like, I had no idea that this was going on. I thought everything was pretty good. For months and months and months, sometimes they can be plotting and planning and you don't even realize. So you often feel like you are on the defensive right out of the gate. And it can feel very violating. It can feel like defeating Why should I bother? Can I even get anywhere? How can I turn this around? How do I crawl out of this hole? And all I can tell you for sure is that you definitely can. There are definitely ways to turn it around. I've helped many, many people turn it around, either as my private clients, with my law practice, or people that I've helped through private coaching, or many thousands of people who've bought my programs, or millions of people who've watched this channel. And I hear from people all day, every day, that they've used what I've taught them, and it definitely has worked. And no matter where you are right now, I've said this before, that is the jumping off point. It's never too late. You can turn it around, and you can start to trick them too. Now, the word trick can kind of sound a little bit manipulative, but basically you're dealing with a master manipulator. So you just have to learn how to, what I call, ethically manipulate the manipulator. People who are close to me know that I say that integrity is my love language. So I'm not asking you to do anything that's untoward, or that's going to feel icky, especially for you empaths out there. But it may not feel comfortable right away, because a lot of times, especially if you're an empath, you're out there thinking, well, I just want to resolve this. Why can't we just resolve this? Why can't we just have a conversation? Because you're forgetting that you're completely on a different plane than a narcissist is. The narcissist is going for narcissistic supply at all times, and supply can look like jerking you around. It can look like intimidating you, scaring you, manipulating the process, moving the goalposts. If you're dealing with a narcissist in a legal situation, it looks like using the court system as a sword, not providing discovery that they're supposed to provide, not, ignoring court orders, things like that. And so it can feel difficult to go, okay, I'm going to go on the offensive now. I'm going to actually go the other direction. But that is what you have to do in order to start to gain ground and gain that leverage. Okay, so let's talk about some of the ways that you can start tricking them. So one of the ways that you can definitely do that is through what is often called narcissistic fluffing. I call it bartering. Basically, what you're doing is you're giving value for value. What is value to a narcissist? Value to a narcissist is getting adulation, compliments, money, all those sorts of things, right? So what you do is you give them some of what they want so that you can get a little something back of what you want as well. So you'll say something like, can you work on the QuickBooks and update the program for us? You're so much better at bookkeeping than we are, something like that. I mean, and you got to be careful. You don't want to say it with sarcasm or anything like that, but you're kind of fluffing up their ego, giving them a little bit of adulation so that you can get something back of what you want. So that's a nice little way of being able to kind of trick the narcissist into doing something that you want them to do. It's very ethical. There's nothing wrong with it, but it gives them a little something of what they want. And so you get a little something of what you want as well. So, and if this definitely sounds like something that you can do, give me an I can do this in the comments below. Okay, so the next way that you can trick the narcissist is something that I call narcissistic decoying. So basically, when you're in a negotiation situation with a narcissist, you don't want to tell them what it is that you actually want out of the negotiations, because then that's the one thing that they're going to want to make sure that you definitely do not get, right? So and if they think that you don't want something, then they're not going to care about that. So you kind of have to do a little bit of decoying and just act like there's something that's really, really important to you that you don't care about as much, or vice versa, and act like you don't care about the thing that you definitely do want. It's a little bit tricky sometimes to do that, but if you can pull it off, it will definitely work for you, because at the end of the day, you can, do your best acting job and act like, oh my God, I can't believe I had to give up that thing. and it was a thing that you had already decided you wanted to give up anyway. So I call that narcissistic decoying. It's a really easy way that you can also trick the narcissist. The last thing that I would say to you in tricking them is definitely do not let on when you are on to them. When a narcissist knows you know, which by the way, I have a video on that topic, it's they start acting a little bit funny. They either start hoovering, they start coming back to you, or they start uh, being worse than ever. They start having one of their narcissistic tantrums. The narcissistic rage comes flying out. So I would say definitely don't let on when you are onto them. And if you have great leverage, this is sort of like the next one, but it kind of relates back to the last one. When you have your leverage, do not give it away too early. You want to make sure that you use it at the most opportune time. You don't want to drip it out, because then they start figuring out how to combat it, how to get around it. You want to use it all at once, and you want to use it at the most opportune time. So I talk a lot more about that in some of my other videos, as well as in my Slay program. So if you are getting ready to negotiate with a narcissist, make sure to grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. Feel free to also join me in my free private Facebook group, which is Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and you share it and you drop me that comment. You can tell me I can do this. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. And as I said, remember, today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. You can definitely do this. Okay, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I will see you in the next video.